Welcome, everybody, to Deep Fat Fried, the greatest podcast in all of existence. Thank you.
I got a problem with
Thank
you, TJ.
Go ahead.
I got to take umbrage. I have
Take
a
your
tajivance.
umbrage. Make your tajivance, sir.
So I'm watching that intro,
Yeah.
and before you transform in the intro, you look real schlubby, like
Yeah.
almost homeless.
Yeah.
And that doesn't reflect well on our show. You know, we're all a bunch of unkempt bastards, so I ain't asking for a tux. But I mean, Scotty looks sharp. I am caught at a moment of like personal. Obviously, it's personal.
A moment of repose.
But I'm immediately lifted up and dressed, and I look pretty sharp for a big blobby fat guy. But
Right.
you look like a goddamn unkempt, shaggy, dirty, filthy sweatpant wearing with your segments all out for everybody to see. That is not the image we're trying to project for the show.
Oh, shit.
So I'm going to need cartoon you to clean up his act, because
All right. Well,
I mean-
I will talk to the cartoon version of myself.
what's the message you're trying to send with that?
I don't know. I mean,
What do you have against shirts?
I'm wearing a shirt now. I had nothing against shirts.
I
you
mean,
know?
but the animated version of you is not wearing a shirt.
Hey,
at
you know,
all.
like, I don't control what the animated version of me does. I'll try. I'll try my best, but Jesus, you know?
cover up, TJ.
Sick of this shit.
Cover the fuck up, buddy.
I'm
Nobody's
sorry.
ever going to take us fucking seriously on the podcasting stage, TJ, if you're dressed in fucking filthy sweatpants at the beginning of every show.
That's true.
You
I'm
look
sorry.
like you
I'm
don't give a
sorry.
fuck.
God damn. I'm sorry, Paul. I never thought about it. You know, I wasn't thinking about how it reflected on our show.
And could you turn off that dildo attachment on your axe, too, while you're at it? Because that doesn't reflect well either.
That's a necessary transition.
Right, I know, but can you make it? Can you make it to where it just goes directly to the axe and doesn't go to that middle dildo for him?
I mean, I'm a little more reluctant on that because, I mean, you know, the axe is a magical axe and it needs that dildo transitional form.
I don't think it does.
I think that's bullshit.
We've actually
TJ.
consulted with several magical axe experts. TJ have told us that dildo
Well,
attachment
you know.
is not standard.
I'm a DM, TJ. You think I haven't ran across a magical axe before?
I mean,
I'm not a rube.
My particular magical axe, it has a dildo transition. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, that's just how it works. Fuck.
I, for one, am offended.
You
Dude,
fucked us all.
I so wish sometimes watching our intro that Deep Fat Fried was just that cartoon and we were just working on the cartoon all the time.
Oh, yeah,
you know?
that would be pretty dope.
Instead of doing this podcast, we're just always like
Yeah.
coming up with different like cartoon scripts and shit.
This is the greatest podcast. 3 minutes later, this podcast is lame. We should be that cartoon.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the podcast is lame. I'm just saying, you know, wouldn't it be cooler if it was a cartoon?
Yeah.
I guess it would be
it
nice.
would be. Dude, hasn't technology gotten to the point where they could just cartoonify us real quick?
Maybe. Dude, I want to just we need to just go pitch it to Adult Swim. Like, hey, we got
Or
a
we could
cartoon
go to
for you.
Toontown and get made into tunes.
Oh yeah. Where is that still in LA or?
I'm sure it is, yeah. They closed down the doors after Roger Rabbit, though, because all the people were trying to get in and become tunes.
Shit.
So we got to find the secret door to Toontown.
All right. Well, I'm down.
The tunnel, you know what I mean?
This sounds like a plot for some hijinks. I'm fucking with it.
Yeah.
I don't know, guys. You might fucking end up regretting it.
Why?
Well, TJ would definitely have like an animated stink cloud following him everywhere, and it'd
Yeah, it'd be
probably
like-
drive him nuts.
I'd be like Pigpen or something.
Yeah. He'd be like, God damn it.
The toon version of yourself might tell you too much about yourself, you know?
Oh my God, dude.
But what tune version? Like, what if you're like a Disney version of TJ, or a Pixar TJ? You know, there's different kinds of.
I don't even know what
Paris of
I don't
thought.
even know what I would be in a fucking Disney version of life. I guess I'd just be like probably some like stupid oaf on the street that you know the main character bumps into
Yes,
for a
my
second.
lord.
Like a panhandler.
Dude,
or
you know what
something.
you would be, TJ?
What?
No, dude, you'd be the character. You would be a dumb brute, but with a heart of gold. That like,
Oh,
that ends
man.
up doing something like.
I don't want to be the dumb brute with the heart of gold.
Yeah, dude, you're the dumb brute with the heart. of
Yeah,
gold,
you
dude.
are.
What would fucking Paul be then?
I'd probably be like the toady to the villain.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking,
I could see
dude.
that.
Yeah.
Paul would be like a
Yes,
little. He'd be like he'd be like the fat goblin. That,
Yeah.
That's right, you're all dead. That'd be me.
Like the stupid
Yeah,
fucking.
I'd know it at least.
The stupid fucking pig monster. That
Smee.
Yeah, you could be Smee.
Yeah.
You
know?
could be
The toady.
Maleficent, stupid little pig monster.
Yeah.
You could be one of Hades' fat little demons.
I own it. Hey, those guys are often people's
they're pretty
favorite
cool.
parts of those movies. You
They're
know what I
pretty
mean?
cool.
The little lackeys.
And Scotty would just be the villain. He'd just be like
yeah, I'd be
Judge
Scotty's
Claude
lackey.
Frollo or some shit.
No, I wouldn't, dude. I'd be a hero, dude.
Scotty would be
Whatever.
the main hero. He'd be Prince Charming.
No.
He'd show up and like rose petals would fly
if I had to be
everywhere.
a good
When
character,
did Paul become a Scotist,
yeah,
dude?
If I had to be a good character, I'd be the character that'd be like the sidekick that was like overly brash or something, but then like learned to be more balanced in my approach or something.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
There you go.
I guess
I
I
like
kind of
that.
see that one.
That's cooler than both of ours. You would be the oaf that somebody runs into.
Yes,
I would
Milan.
be the little fucking toady that doesn't have a mind of his own.
TJ be the Hodor, TJ.
Hodor actually ends up being a badass, though.
Yeah, dude,
so
you gotta fucking hold the door, dude.
Hold the door.
Hold the fucking door.
can't give that much to TJ.
Oh, God. All right. So today's episode is about the stupidest reasons for murder.
I'm excited for this because TJ's been real quiet and
Tight-lipped.
stealthy about his like approach to this. We don't know what we're in for today.
I mean, it's a very basic approach. We're just gonna
We're
look
coming
at
here blind, TJ.
we're just gonna look at some fun little stories about people who were murdered for stupid reasons. They're either I say stupidest because I had to choose a word, but really it's like stupid reasons
Petty.
or petty reasons or weird reasons. And we're gonna start with this fella here. This guy, he's a murderer. You want to take a guess as to what this guy did?
Johnny No Chin. Yeah, go down 2 cells and talk to Johnny No Chin. He'll hook you up. Get you juiced in with the boss.
You know why this guy
Well,
killed?
so this is like it looks like he has like an '80s haircut. Oh. Well, can I give me like an adjective? Like, what was it like? Was it a petty one? Was it?
I mean, it's definitely. I mean, they're all petty. Every single one of them is petty.
Give me a hint at least.
All right.
It's very general, so I want.
So I
most
will.
of them can be in the ball.
The only hint I'll tell you is that he murdered his mother.
Oh, he murdered his mom.
Oh.
She was kicking him out because he was
Yeah,
like 40
she was kicking him out of the house.
All right.
for not doing chores or something.
That would actually have been a better reason.
Oh, wow.
This is Robert Lyons, who murdered his mother because she refused to get him skybox tickets to an Avril Lavigne concert.
What? You've got no way, dude. You've got to be fucking with me, dude.
What?
No, I'm not fucking with you.
What?
He murdered her because she wouldn't get him skybox tickets to Avril Lavigne.
Yes.
I don't want to laugh, but I mean, what the fuck?
Oh,
dude?
don't worry. Just,
I mean, he fucking
just
killed,
give into it.
he
You're gonna
killed
laugh
his-
during this
He killed
episode.
his own fucking mother.
I'd rather murder myself than go to an Avril
know,
Lavigne
right?
concert.
Yeah, I actually wrote here in the margins. Personally, I'd kill to not have to go to an Avril
Yeah.
Lavigne concert.
I'm right there with you.
Ding, ding.
So
What are the dirty details of this, TJ?
I'll tell you. In 2011, 39-year-old who looks terrible for 39, by the way.
He looks like a 48-year-old man.
Yeah, I'm 40. I'm 45.
Johnny No Chin here.
Maybe this is a more recent picture, and he's aged somewhat since then. You see, he's in his prison
I
garb
look great.
here. So.
I look wonderful.
But in 2011, 39-year-old Robert Lyons stabbed his mother, whom he lived with.
Oh my God.
Shockingly, to death when she refused to arrange for him to get skybox tickets for an Avril Lavigne gig in his native Chicago.
Man, that type of fucking
Chicago.
parent-child relationship is scary as fuck. It had gotten down to like demands for like, so now he's basically holding her hostage. Bet you're gonna give me some tickets to the skybox to Avril Lavigne. It's like, how about putting him out on the street?
His first crime was liking Avril Lavigne.
Yeah, it couldn't even be anything manly either. Like, you know, he wanted to be a 50-yard at the 50-yard line at the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, or
you
wanted
know.
to be like front row at the Metallica
Yeah,
reunion
like,
or some shit.
You know, I want the meet and greet with fucking James Hetfield and Metallica. Can I fuck? It's only $8,000.
Like,
you
no,
know,
it's Avril Lavigne. He wanted to listen to Skater Boy from the Skybox while drinking champagne. That's why he killed
It's
his
interesting
mom.
that you mentioned.
Ooh.
It's interesting you mentioned Champagne because Champagne was actually involved in the murder.
Really?
In the ultimate violent tantrum, Robert Lyons killed his 61-year-old mother by bludgeoning her with a champagne bottle, in some reports a cognac bottle, and then stabbed her in the back 9 times. The attack was said to be so violent that the knife's blade broke off in her back, and he had to go grab a second knife.
Wow.
what the fuck, dude?
His deadly petulance didn't end there. Bizarrely, Lyons threw Drano and various under-the-sink cleaning liquids on his mother's corpse to humiliate her. He then left the condo to go shopping and was later arrested at a local Hooters restaurant.
He went to a Hooters
You
after
can't-
killing his mom.
I want some chicken wings. Hooters, that's a great place to go.
Man,
He has been convicted and sentenced to 40 years in prison. What a champ.
This dude, this dude probably thought in his brain. See, I don't want to psychoanalyze him too much, but I have a feeling he thought in his brain that if he had those Skybox tickets, that he was going to meet Avril. Like she was going to look up at that Skybox and be like, "Who is that distinguished, dashing, moneyed gentleman up there in the Skybox?"
Men with no chins make me so wet.
Yeah, I think he really. That's got to be what it was, because he went to a fucking Hooters. Like, you know what dudes go solo to a Hooters?
Sad men.
Men that think that they've got a chance of dating one of those big busted chicks in the Hooters.
yes.
That's their last, because they're nice to them. Like, that's a place where the women are hot and paid to be nice to them. So that's where they go, because they think like, well, I'm gonna get one of these chicks. Like, no.
Well,
Now, clearly,
Nobody that works at a fucking Hooters is dating the clientele.
I just murdered my mother. Where should I go?
Hooters.
I'll go to Hooters.
goes to fucking Hooters.
Them chicken wings is off the charts.
Man, Hooters is gross too. Have you guys ever been to a Hooters?
Yeah, they suck, dude.
Yeah, the food there is just like
pretty nasty.
beyond middle of
Well,
the road.
I'll tell you what, them chicken wing good.
Good wing.
That's what every motherfucking dude that wants to go to Hooters says, dude.
I've got the internet now. I can see big old fat titties anytime I want.
So he stabs her, the knife breaks, then he goes and gets another knife, stabs her some more, after hitting over the head with a champagne bottle, then
pours bleach.
he pours like Drano and shit on her, like, fuck you, bitch. So obviously, like,
well, they've lived together for a while, so do you think...
yeah, there was obviously, to me, some other stuff going on beyond just this.
Yeah.
This was like the straw that broke the camel's back, but it's just such a stupid straw that how do you not just...
He probably suffered from some sort of like impulsivity sort of disorder or something, because that I mean, it sounds like he had like just like obviously like I don't know how violent he was before, if he had any history of being violent.
Yeah, that's the problem with stories like this is like, we don't know what the relationship between him and his mother was like.
Yeah, and she might have been the one that fucked him up as badly as he was fucked up, for all we know.
I mean, no parent creates a kid like this not bearing any blame for them. So, you know.
I mean, a 39-year-old.
I'm not saying she deserved to be bludgeoned and stabbed to death.
He could have just had severe mental issues that,
Yeah.
that she had no way to control.
But yeah, the underlying reasoning there, though, the fact that that really what came down to was Avril Lavigne tickets is pretty fucking. That's a sad way to go, man.
God, it is.
What
really.
a shitty way for a human life to wink out.
Oh yeah, well, you're gonna hear a lot of them.
Oh, great.
So this woman here, she is a murderer also. She's actually a serial killer.
Wow, what a good composite drawing of her.
Yeah. So why do you think that this woman went on a murder spree?
She was a serial killer, so she
Yes.
killed multiple. Okay,
I will tell you. I'll tell
did
you.
she kill men.
I will tell you who her victims were. Her victims were old women.
Old women.
Yes.
Ooh, like Social Security scam,
Very close.
insurance fraud or insurance scam.
Close again, but not quite.
Inheritance
you're
scam.
All right, you guys are on the right track. This is Dana Sue Gray, who became a serial killer to fund her shopping addiction.
Oh, wow. What the fuck?
So Dana Sue Gray is an American serial killer who murdered 3 elderly women in 1994. She was caught after a 4th victim, intended victim, survived and identified her. Gray says she committed the murders to support her spending habits. She is serving her sentence in the California Women's Prison in Chowchilla.
Oh, Chowchilla. That's like right near where I grew up.
So her first victim was Norma Davis, 86. She was stabbed in the chest. Her next 2 victims were June Roberts, who was 66, and Dorita Hawkins, who was 57. Both were strangled with a phone cord. Dana then stole their credit cards and went on elaborate shopping sprees. I'm kind of confused.
How did she get away for so long if she's using these cards?
Well, remember, she did all this in
CCTV.
1994, so it didn't take long for her to get caught.
Okay.
I don't understand this because it says she only had 3 victims. Well, actually, the first victim is only a probable victim. They actually don't know that she killed Norma Davis.
Okay.
So she might have killed 4 people, but so Norma Davis, 86, the first victim, they're pretty sure it was her, but she actually was never convicted of it because they didn't have enough evidence against her. But she then also went and killed 87-year-old woman Dora Beebe, who I don't know the method she used for that. She liked to strangle, so I'm assuming she probably did that again. As usual, she used the old woman's money to go on a shopping spree. I don't know what the name of the woman was, the 5th or 4th victim, depending on whether that she actually killed that first victim. I don't know who that was that escaped.
Right.
But eventually one of her victims escaped and did that. But yeah, she would just literally kill these women, usually by strangling them with a phone cord. And then she would steal their credit cards out of their wallet, and she would go on giant, big, elaborate shopping sprees and stay at fancy hotels and just treat herself until the card maxed out, and then she'd go kill another one.
In this era, in this time for like cinema and filmmaking, like why has this not been adapted into a movie? Is the question.
Because it paints a woman in a bad light.
I mean, yeah, but so did Monster. I mean, Monster didn't really paint. I mean, like, yeah, obviously.
Well, Monster didn't happen in the
Yeah, but
age
this
of
one-
SJ Dub.
Another thing is that if you made that movie, it would be a criticism of consumerism too. So
Right.
It sounds like a great
Two
idea.
things
They don't
two
like
things we
that.
just don't like.
well,
Yeah.
Hollywood don't like it.
I would love to see that movie, dude.
What are we trying to do with this movie? Encourage people not to spend money?
I don't know about that.
That's a hard pass for me.
So this next story is about a woman named Janelle Potter, who sent her daddy and her boyfriend to go murder a couple who unfriended her on Facebook.
Sounds just.
What?
This story is actually so complicated that I'm just going to look at the article
Okay, fair enough.
because
Dude.
it's actually a mess. So this is her. This is Janelle Potter. Potter. She was a sheltered young woman. She lived most of her adult life on social media. But when an online feud erupted, two of her former friends were found murdered in their home while their baby survived. In a
Damn.
mystery that involved a supposed CIA agent, cyberbullying, and a small Tennessee town, read below to see what led to the cold-blooded murders. Janelle and her family adjust to life in Mountain City. So Janelle Potter, pictured above, she had trouble making friends when she moved to Mountain City, Tennessee in 2005. She wasn't born there. She didn't grow up there. She told that to 2020. So she was an outsider. And she had health problems, including type 1 diabetes. So she spent most of her time at home living with her parents who cared for her. She didn't have a job. She didn't drive a car. Potter's mother, Barbara Potter, who had a job with Hewlett-Packard, and her father, Marvin Potter, known as Buddy, was a former Marine who served in Vietnam. His wife told 2020 he later worked with the CIA. Janelle's sister, Christy Groover, who's been estranged from the family for a decade, said Janelle struggled to make friends growing up. Blah, blah, blah. She says, she didn't believe in herself and all that stuff. So one day, while picking up prescriptions, now this is where you really got to start paying close attention.
Okay.
Gotcha.
One day, while picking up prescriptions, Janelle befriended pharmacy clerk Tracy Greenwell. We felt sorry for Janelle because she was sheltered and sick and stuff, Greenwell told 2020.
Wait a minute. So basically, no one likes me, no one cares about me. And it's like, oh, actually, we felt bad for her. So her narrative just falls apart right there.
Janelle spent time with Greenwell and her friends, including Greenwell's brother, Billy Payne. Everybody says she fell in love with Billy, but I still don't see that, said Greenwell. Greenwell introduced Janelle to her cousin, Jamie Curd, who is handy with computers. The two became an item, with Janelle hiding her relationship from her strict parents. So, from time to time, Curd would visit the Potter house to fix the family computer, but behind her parents' backs, Janelle and Curd would secretly spend time
So
together.
like ultra controlling parents too.
Right. She has ultra controlling parents who are
So-
trying to control her well into adulthood.
So obviously, like this is part of. I mean, this is definitely not just like her. This is not just a case of her natural being this way. It's obviously nurture too, because they're not even allowing her to grow as a person.
They're not even letting her date,
Yeah.
basically.
And she's 26. You said at the time of this.
30-something.
30 something.
While it seemed that Janelle's social life was finally blooming, she was being relentlessly bullied online with anonymous comments appearing on her Facebook page. I don't know how you can't really have anonymous comments on your Facebook page, can you? I mean, that doesn't make sense. Whatever.
Maybe at the time you could.
I was a bad person. I was horrible. They threatened to get me raped, Janelle said. I remember I wrote, please do not write on Janelle's Facebook. I begged them, please don't do this, Janelle's mom, Barbara, said. Janelle said one of her Facebook friends, Billie Jean Hayworth, was the one behind the attacks because Hayworth was jealous of her looks. I don't think that's likely.
Yeah.
Hayworth was dating Billy Payne, and the couple lived together with their infant son.
Dude, can I just say something?
Yes.
This is some Tennessee backwoods bullshit. If I've ever
Not only
heard.
that, but just
Well,
like,
you won't believe who Billy dated and what Billy said on Facebook.
It's going to get so much weirder.
Okay, I'll shut up then.
It's going to get weirder.
shut up.
Jesus.
I know it's a lot to get through, but it's going to be worth it.
Okay.
A feud erupted on social media with Curd, Payne's cousin, taking Janelle's side. Yeah, it's like a Game of Thrones episode at this
Internet
point.
drama, dude.
It's like a Game of Thrones episode at this
Internet
point.
drama, dude.
Janelle said she wished that Bill and Billie Jean and that damn baby would die. When I read this, I was devastated, Lindsay Thomas, a friend of Hayworth and Payne, told 2020. Janelle was always saying that somebody was mad at her, somebody hated her, somebody wanted to kill her, Greenwell said. She was paranoid about it. But Janelle said there were real threats of violence against her. In one incident, police photographed a rock pictured above that was found in the Potter's front yard with the names Billy Payne and Billie Jean written on it. Yeah, I'm sure. Eventually, both sides deleted each other as friends on Facebook. I think that we did it to each other. I unfriended them, they unfriended me, Janelle said. I did Bill first, and then I think Billy did me, and I unfriended her.
Oh, no.
That sounds
They're
hot.
all doing each other. So Janelle's former friends are then found murdered.
So this is in 2012.
On January 31st, 2012, a friend of Payne and Hayworth found them dead by a single gunshot to their faces. Payne's throat had also been slashed as he lay in bed, and Billie Jean had been cradling their baby in her arms when she died. The seven-month-old baby boy survived unharmed.
Dude,
So,
that's brutal.
yeah, you
really
shoot
is.
someone
You
in
shoot
their
somebody
face.
cradling their child.
Yes, shooting a mother who's holding her baby in the face.
That's cold as fuck.
They even say that.
It takes a cold-blooded person to shoot
Takes
someone
a
holding a baby.
cold-blooded
Yeah.
person to shoot somebody. Yeah.
The day after the murders. Okay, so I'm just gonna skip. Here's the fucking thing. Okay, she got her father and her boyfriend to go kill these people. All right. So, but the way she did it was she started pretending to be a CIA agent who was in contact with her father and her boyfriend, warning them about the dangers of these people, and basically encouraging them while impersonating a CIA operative to go kill these
Catfished
people.
her own family into
Yes.
killing people for
as
her?
a CIA agent. That's how this actually
Did they
plays
work
out.
for the CIA?
Her dad, I guess, did at one point say he worked for the CIA.
Why? Okay, then maybe that makes sense on some level. But if you work for the CIA, I'm pretty sure you're working in an
Yeah,
official
you'd have
capacity.
somebody to contact to verify these
Yeah.
orders and
So
shit.
like, kill these people. Like, and it just so happens the people that you want killed are the ones they're having a feud with on Facebook.
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
come on, that just seems.
So Janelle pretended to be a dude named Chris who was in the CIA, and he told Janelle's father that like it was basically his duty to go kill these people
I haven't been Dutch with IRS.
if he wants
I
to
mean, come on,
save
dude.
his daughter. So that is the story, and it's white trashy as fuck, and it's insane.
Killed
and-
over fucking petty ass Facebook drama,
Yes.
dude.
And she
Does
was-
it get does the barrel get any deeper, TJ?
And
It would be like if someone who you were arguing with online literally showed up at your house with a gun and killed you.
yeah.
Cool.
Which, like has come
TJ.
perilously close to happening a couple of times
TJ,
in my life.
was she convicted?
Yes.
Okay, she was convicted.
She was convicted, and I don't know if it talks about her sentencing in here, but I believe it was a long time.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Let's see.
Well, I'm assuming also the
here's the
dad and the boyfriend were also, I'm sure, sentenced to.
this story was written when the trial. Okay, so let's see. A few months later, in October, Marvin was found guilty for the murders and is currently serving 2 life sentences. That's the father. Kurt agreed to a plea deal of 25 years in prison.
Oh, he only got 25 years.
And I'm not sure yet what Janelle was sentenced to.
So Janelle, wait. So the person that instigated and basically coerced people into murdering on her behest might not even be in prison.
Let me check up on that. I'll go ahead and do a.
'Cause that's kind of egregious. That's basically the same thing that Charles Manson did. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe not the exact thing, but the coerced.
So let's
or
see.
convinced people to
Janelle
murder on their
Potter.
behalf.
How did this sheltered chick so accurately portray a CIA agent?
Well, I mean, like, we have to assume that her father is a revoltingly stupid dipshit who was gonna.
But he was in the CIA.
He-
The whole thing is predicated
He was
on
a
him believing
he was a soldier that maybe did something for the CIA at some point. That's not even been confirmed.
I don't think it was even that he was that dumb. I think they somehow thought that was a get out of jail free thing. Like, oh well,
We'll say the CIA done told her.
That's what
to
it sounds
do
like to me, more so. Than
I'm
they're-
still trying to figure out what she was sentenced to. Janelle Potter.
Who knows?
Oh, wait, I spelled
Maybe
it
they
wrong.
don't. Maybe nobody knows, TJ.
Maybe she was
Maybe
nev-
it's sealed. The indictment is sealed, TJ.
Yeah, Janelle Potter posed a CIA agent to convince parents to kill Facebook friends. Yeah, I have no idea. It'd take.
Wow. Okay. So
I mean, maybe she
if you
she
wanna
might not
get-
even be in jail.
if you
want to
get with murder, apparently just convince 2 other dipshits to do it for you, and then go to the CIA.
I'm the CIA.
Hey,
Kill
guys.
some people for me, huh?
Yeah, I'm with the CIA. Go kill these people. Oh, it's not my fault. I lied about being in the CIA, and then they murdered them.
I
didn't
am
do it.
CIA. I kill for fun.
Well,
and
that's got to be
pleasure.
the dumbest one on this list. That's got to be the dumbest reason to die.
Sure. Of course it is. This is Joshua Davies. He was 16 years old when he murdered his ex-girlfriend for a free breakfast.
A free breakfast. How did
I
that
never would have guessed.
how did that come to be? I can't fathom how
I don't know why that
murdering
tickled
your
me so hard, but it
ex-girlfriend.
sure did.
Why shouldn't it?
Did she have? She bought a breakfast, and he's like, "I want that." And she said no, and then he just killed her.
No,
so
it
he
was a
could eat
free
it.
breakfast.
Free breakfast, dude.
Yes, I'm saying she already spent the money, and it was like her breakfast.
All right.
No, nobody
he
spent
killed
the
her.
money. It was
So,
free.
my wording there was a little bit...
Okay.
But I'll explain. Joshua Davies he's a 16-year-old British teenager who was from Aberkenfig, Wales.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, you're about to get raped in the
I know.
comments.
Britain, please. Aberkenfig.
African triangle.
You get around. What you want all do is go on down to Aberkenfig and down to West Chesterfield. Take a left over to Polkfolk. Shut up. Get
All
a
right.
real country.
So
Shia.
he murdered his 15-year-old ex-girlfriend, Rebecca Allward.
Another Brit name.
Yep. After he and his friends texted each other in and out of school, talking about committing murder, to which one of Joshua's friends texted him offering him a free breakfast if he killed his girlfriend. However, Joshua had been planning to kill Rebecca for quite some time in many different ways, and had talked about it for many months before, and spread vicious rumors around the school about Rebecca, who was a family girl, beautiful and intelligent, and wanted to become a barrister. I don't know. I mean, everyone's always talking great about the dead, so who knows?
Right.
She had a large circle of friends. On the morning of the meetup, Rebecca was excited. She was doing her hair and makeup. Her mother says she was even dancing, both excited and happy at the idea of getting back together with Joshua. She even bought a new outfit for the occasion. So basically, her ex calls her out of nowhere and is like, yeah, let's meet up somewhere. And she's super happy because she's thinking, like, we're going to get back together. Yay.
Yay.
I'm going to get my makeup. I'm going to get a new outfit. It's going to be great. But the meetup did not go exactly as planned. Rebecca was alone in the city where she planned on a meeting and ended up speaking with her mother about not seeing Joshua right away. On the phone, I guess. Her mother was worried about the situation, but calmed upon hearing Rebecca say that she saw Joshua. Her mother made sure that it was really Josh and noted that it was odd because typically Joshua was very talkative and she could hear him in the background. He was silent on this day. Rebecca confirms that he is there, says she loves her mother and will see her soon. Her mother recalls her sounding happy at the time. At some point after this, Joshua convinced Rebecca to go into the woods with him where they would spend some time together. At this point, he attempted to snap her neck and took a rugby-sized rock and surprised the girl, expecting to re-enter a relationship with him by smashing the rock repeatedly into her head until she was dead. Joshua then spoke with his friends. When asked if he was with Rebecca, he laughed and said, "Define with."
Damn. A smarmy little cocksucker.
Rebecca was not answering her phone, so of course her mother became worried. It was extremely odd. I could put a picture of her up too. It was extremely out of character for her not to answer her phone, so her mother started looking around for her. Joshua, she called Josh, of course, at one point, and, to her surprise, Josh claimed he had been at his grandmother's all that day with friends. After this call, making status... He went on Facebook and made a bunch of fake statuses to validate his alibi.
What an idiot, dude.
He also made a post saying he felt bad for Rebecca's mother. When a comment came up asking why, he claimed that it must be difficult to have her daughter go missing. So the next day, Joshua brought his friend to go see Rebecca's body in the forest. He told him, "Do you know how hard it is to break someone's neck?" She was screaming, and I picked up the rock and started to hit her with it. The worst part was feeling her and seeing her skull give way. This friend then cracked under the guilt and pressure and admitted to knowing that Joshua killed the girl. Police found Rebecca's body covered in mud in the woods with blunt trauma from a large rock to the head. Joshua attempted to claim that this same friend had played. He tried to, once his friend ratted him out, he tried to blame his friend for the murder, saying that like a prank had gone wrong and that his friend had killed her.
Right.
Fuck him, dude.
So all of Josh had been bragging to all of his friends for months about how he was going to kill her, and they all encouraged it. They even helped him at one point make a poison to put in her food, which I guess they abandoned that plan for some reason. None of the other kids said anything about this premeditated murder plan or tried to warn Rebecca or tried to tell the police or anybody. In fact, they actively helped him and encouraged him to kill her. But he was the only one that was charged. All of his friends escaped any formal punishment for their roles in complying in the death of the 15-year-old girl.
I loves Josh, Mum, and I'm gonna be with him, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. I'm going to London. He's rented a flat there, and we're going to be together and happy forever. What's that? Oh, the rock! I don't know which one's dumber, him or her.
Everyone, one thing about these stories is that pretty much everyone in them is dumb. So.
Yeah, that's right. She's gonna come be with me. I'll take real good care of her, I will. You don't need to worry your head one bit. She'll be right as rain.
Oh, my God.
Oh, Jesus.
Let's go for a little walk in the woods.
Just gonna take a little stroll in nature, we are.
So, once again, there's a lot of circumstances here that make it kind of like, well, it's not like he really murdered her for the breakfast, but...
Yeah,
kinda,
but her reaction, seemingly is, pretty normal. Like, just an ex calls up, and obviously she's probably not even over the relationship, and then it's like, I'll meet you there.
They said that when I was reading about this case, I didn't pull this part, but it said that they had a really good relationship and everyone thought they were a really good couple and all this, and then he just like turned on her completely and utterly and just totally flipped the switch, and then it was just like they said that like he was just like offended by her very existence, like he just so badly wanted her dead. Like, it was just became the central preoccupation of his life. Like, I've got to fucking kill this bitch. I'm just pissed that she's alive. I'm pissed that she exists in this world. It wasn't enough to break up with her. He was just offended by her very existence and had to eliminate her from this world somehow, some way, some form. So who knows what his real motives were. But as far as anyone can tell, it was, friends like, I'll give you a free breakfast. He even collected on that, by the way. Him and his friends, his friends did take him to the breakfast the next day, right across from a police station, and they all sat there and ate breakfast together.
Wow.
So he did actually
got his breakfast.
He did get his free breakfast, so
yeah,
I guess it was all worth it, right?
That lends credibility to your clickbait titling then.
You murdered your ex-girlfriend? You know what? I'll buy you some eggs, man. Let's go. The English breakfast is pretty good.
It is good. I admit that.
So
it is. I will say that an English breakfast is slightly more worth killing someone for than the average American.
You could
breakfast.
say
what?
To die for.
I looked
TJ?
at that English breakfast,
It's
and
pretty damn
it looks
solid,
like
dude.
some watery beans, right?
Those beans are pretty good.
Some watery beans.
They're not watery.
Already,
beans.
I don't need watery beans with my goddamn breakfast.
Right, well,
TJ,
you're not going to drop the
TJ,
Oh, by the way, the kid only got 14 years in prison for this. By the way.
You're telling me that an English breakfast is better than an all-star?
Yes. Yeah.
Pull it up, TJ. Pull it up on the screen.
Fuck out of here.
English breakfast.
Pull up the fuck. Oh, okay,
Fuck
Paul.
outta here, man.
Paul, dude, you're fucking wrong, dude. I hate to tell you
Man,
this,
why
dude.
is it me, the most fucking, controversial one of us that loves America so much? You bunch of fucking sympathizers. Look at this.
Dude,
That's a good ass breakfast.
British food
dude.
is not all that
Oh,
great.
that's
Put it,
even
up on,
better
put it
one.
up on the fucking screen.
Okay.
But dude, English breakfast is pretty fucking good, man. These motherfuckers know how to make breakfast.
So here's a
dude.
standard kind of English breakfast. I don't know what this big black thing is.
That's
but it's
blood
probably-
sausage.
Blood sausage.
Yum. Give me another slice of that.
Take that eggs.
I mean, I've never had it. I don't know if it's any good or
It's
not.
like some
dude.
wilted cherry tomatoes, some scrambled
They're
eggs,
not-
which I can get here in America.
Those are not wilted. They've just
some
been,
home fried potatoes,
they've
which
just
I can
been
get
roasted.
here in America. Some thick cut bacon, which I can get here in America. Some kind of sausage, which I guarantee is better in America, and some watery fucking beans. Wow.
Have
I
some
would
English
never
breakfast, Paul.
get this over a fucking All-Star in my life. An All-Star.
Dude,
Big,
look at all
buttery, golden, fresh waffle.
Look at all the protein
2
and shit,
strips
dude.
of bacon, eggs,
You got
grits
mushrooms,
or
you got
hash browns.
proteins, you got all kinds of shit.
You've never, you
Boo.
know, Paul, you're knocking it, but you've never
English
even had
breakfast is fucking dope,
It is
dude.
good.
Button
dude.
mushrooms just sitting there, too.
They're good. What's wrong with a button mushroom? All right, whatever. This
not
is not
breakfast food.
This is not the English breakfast episode. This is the stupid murders episode.
Cool.
So here's another example, and Scotty, I think that you and I will understand this one. This is I don't have a picture. I couldn't find a picture of the guy, but the dude is named Fergus Glenn. Okay?
Oh, boy.
I am Fergus Glenn.
And he murdered his own brother with an axe because he wasn't thanked for cooking dinner for the two of them.
Damn. Wow,
You know what?
rudeness has a price sometimes,
Dude,
I
I
guess.
fucking
Huh?
made.
guess so.
I made those hamburgers, TJ, and I don't recall you saying thank you once, dude.
Yes, I did indeed say
Dude,
thank
I don't
you.
recall it. Paul, do you recall that, man?
Whatever. So a 36-year-old, oh my God, fuck this town, Winowimata, whatever, man hacked his sleeping brother to death with an axe because he was annoyed that he had not been thanked for cooking dinner, a court was told yesterday.
Damn.
Fergus John Glenn pleaded guilty in the High Court at Wellington to murder his 33-year-old brother Craig on March 7th this year. The mealtime slight was the final straw in a long-running feud between the men, court documents said. Glenn, single and unemployed, admitted striking his brother, who was married with 3 children, 8 times across the face with
Damn.
across the face and neck with an axe.
Damn. He's trying to behead him.
8 chops. After Glenn returned the axe to the basement and, meeting his mother on the stairs, calmly told her, "I've done him with an axe." The sound of the blows had jolted her awake. She told the police she thought she had heard wood chopping noises.
Whoa.
The victim's wound included one that severed his spine. The paper said
TJ.
Craig Glenn was unlikely to have felt anything. The first blow
Hey,
would have
TJ.
knocked him unconscious or killed him.
I just put my camera, TJ, because I want to see what I have here, dude.
What you got, buddy?
You didn't fucking thank me, TJ, for that fucking dinner, dude.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Didn't fucking
dude.
thank me, dude.
Your
chickens.
I thanked both you and Taylor.
Coming home to roost.
Thank you, Scotty. I appreciate those
TJ?
burgers you cooked, Scotty.
Are you sure, TJ?
Yes, I'm very sure.
I mean, nothing's changed your mind, has it?
I thanked you even then, and I thank you.
You did not
again
fucking
now.
thank me, TJ. I want
If
you
you
to.
didn't
I want
hear
you
me
to
then,
doubly thank me,
Consequences,
dude.
TJ.
I want you to doubly thank me, TJ.
Consequences will never
Starting to
be
lose
the
my
same.
fucking mind here, TJ.
Double thank you, Scotty. Double thank you.
All right, TJ.
Yeah. There you go. Double thanks.
All right, man.
All right,
It's
so
fine. Put
a
it
lot
down.
of these I've kind of cheated on a little. You might have noticed. I've kind of done some clickbaity shit.
No. You?
Look, some of these murders were kind of a long time coming, but they were, there was some stupid thing that set them
The
off.
catalyst, yeah.
Yeah, the straw.
But
that
in
broke
this
the camel's
case,
back.
I'm pretty sure you could actually make a case that this dumb reason for murder was the actual reason for the murder.
Okay. Fair
Neat.
enough.
So, Dan Gully Jr. shot his friend over an argument about the height of James Brown.
Wow.
Why not?
Was this a pre-Wikipedia?
I don't know, not really. It was in 2006, so it was
'Cause
shortly after James Brown died.
I'm pretty sure the internet could have settled that.
Well, maybe not, because
Might makes right, dude.
even the article I pulled from said that there were conflicting reports about James Brown's height. So, a man shot a friend when the two got into an argument over James Brown's height, police said. Dan Gully Jr. was charged with assault in the shooting of David James Brooks Jr. A lot of juniors, police said. James Brown died on Christmas Day, December 25th, 2006, at the age of 73. Officers said the men were at a friend's home on Monday when, according to witnesses, the argument over the height of the late godfather of soul escalated, with Gully, who was 70, shooting Brooks, 62, twice in the abdomen.
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
5'8", 5'9",
So-
5'8". Boom, boom.
Brooks went to his car, got a gun, and shot Gully but missed, then went to the police station, officer said. Gully also went to the station and told police he had shot Brooks. He remained in the in Escambia County Jail on Wednesday. Brooks was taken to the hospital, but information on his condition was not available. The Mobile, Alabama Press Register newspaper said the officers did not believe alcohol was a factor in the argument. Brown, who was known to wear weights, died of heart failure December 25th at age 73. Accounts of his heights vary. So I don't know if this was actually a murder because I was not able to find...
Well, TJ,
no one ever did a follow-up where they said, hey, the dude that was shot over the James Brown argument died, so maybe he lived.
There was a lot...
But there was a honest-to-God, at least, attempt at murder that might have been a fucking murder, depending on how the guy's health turned out.
There's a huge glaring oversight that you made about the story, TJ.
What's that?
There was a murder, dude. James Brown was murdered. Have you heard that
Was
shit,
he?
dude?
No, I haven't.
There's a
heard that.
conspiracy theory that James Brown, even though he was like really in really poor health and all this stuff, and like in his 70s, was murdered actually.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, like you can read about it. Like I think it was like from what I read that like some like in his last days, like someone like or the last day he was alive, someone came and visited him, and like no one knew who it was, and then he died. And then there's like, and then a bunch of people just like there's a bunch of like personal accounts from different people. Like can't see why he would have gone out. He was gonna go on tour. He had a lot to live for, kind of shit. But there is a big conspiracy theory that
James Brown death was the Godfather of Soul murdered in 2006. This is like mainstream press covering this too. So
I read the story.
Dude, it was this guy. The dude that drilled his friend for arguing about James Brown's height.
he felt guilty.
Yeah.
Felt guilty about what he'd done, and he just,
went into a rage.
how dare you besmirch the height of
shame
James
spiraled.
Brown?
Think about this, dude. Stephen Hawking was murdered, man. One of those time travelers, dude. They finally came back. Couldn't have him revealing the truth, dude.
Oh.
Had to fucking. I mean, look, he lived with that condition for years.
Yeah.
Couldn't fucking move in a wheelchair, and suddenly he's dead, dude. Bullshit.
Let us travel to the magical land of South Africa. All right?
You don't. That's all you have to say.
Yeah.
It's crazy there.
So this is about a family called the Makoya family.
All right.
Okay. And what they did was the mother and the two sons, I believe, or it says two children. I don't know if they were both sons.
I just want to preempt something,
Yes.
TJ. And I'm sorry to interrupt what you're saying, but Paul, I've been not hear any racist, stereotypical South African accents.
From me?
So the
You're giving me this warning?
Just warning you, Paul.
The Makoya
Warning you,
family
man.
murdered the family patriarch, the husband, the father, for wanting to watch soccer instead of a religious program. So there was a South African man who wanted to watch a World Cup football match instead of a gospel program.
Well, the World Cup's a big deal for a lot of people. Too.
Right.
Like billions of people fucking follow
So
that shit. So that's a big deal.
His wife and his kids wanted to watch the gospel show.
God, they're lame.
And so his name was David Makoya. He was a 61-year-old man from the small village of Makoya, which is in Limpopo province, I guess. He got into a fight with his two children over the remote control for the television, right?
He wanted to watch some spirituals.
He wanted to watch, Germany play Austria in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Australia, not Austria, sorry. The others wanted to watch the gospel bullshit show.
So he wanted to watch the soccer.
Yeah, and he said, no, I want to watch soccer. And the police spokesman, Mothmane Malfo, said Thursday, this is when the argument came about. So they started arguing, and what he did was they wouldn't give him the remote, so he finally just gets up and goes to the TV and manually changes it to the soccer game. He's like, fuck you. I'm a man. I want to watch some fucking sports. You can watch your religious bullshit any fucking time. So then his wife, Francina, and his two children, his 36-year-old son, Colin, and his 23-year-old daughter, Lebo Gang,
Damn.
gathered around him and started beating the fucking shit out of him, basically.
Did they all yell the daughter's name while they were doing it?
Lebo Gang! Lebo Gang! Lebo Gang,
bitch!
They banged his head against the wall repeatedly.
So the whole family rose up against him and killed
Yes.
him, basically.
His wife and his children...
And his brother?
Not his brother, just his wife and his children. They all rose up against him and beat the shit out of him because he wanted to watch soccer.
Wow. That was just that maybe he was a dick that was constantly like not letting them watch anything, and it was just one time too many.
Maybe. They phoned the police only after he was badly injured, but by the time the police arrived, he was dead. All three were arrested Sunday night.
Well, in South Africa, I
Right.
think that's like 3 or 4 days later. So.
Lebo Gang was released on 1,500 Rand, which is about $200 bail on Tuesday. The other two are still being held in custody. Malfo said that the mother and son will reappear in the local Shishigo Magistrates Court on July 27th. I don't know what happened to them. He was always a happy man, never violent. Makoyo's nieces, Miriam and Anna, told the Daily Sun newspaper on Saturday we saw him for the last time at a funeral.
Damn. Well, if that's true, then this was just like, I don't know. Do you think like they got hit with some government experimental death ray that made them all go nuts and turn on him or something?
Entirely possible.
Well, you've got a bunch of people who want to watch religious programming on TV, so already I kind of suspect
you suspect that it was like God was telling them to murder him or something?
I think that they're just like, he's a heretic, he doesn't believe in our bullshit like we do, so fuck him, he's an outsider now, we can kill him. I don't think it doesn't really sound like they intended to kill him. It sounds like they just intended to beat the shit out of him to teach him a lesson.
I need to learn to do a South African accent, honestly. It's one of the ones I just can't fucking
Paul,
do.
don't
Go
even
watch
attempt
Blood Diamond.
Don't even attempt it, Paul. It's
Don't do
racist.
that. I've heard that Leo's accent in that movie is egregiously bad.
It passed.
It's bling bang out here in South Africa. Yeah.
This is a man. Here's a man of fucking means. This is a respectable
he
pillar of
looks
the
like
fucking
the
community.
Big Lebowski, dude.
Yeah.
He does.
You're a
Another
Lebowski.
Another junior, by the way. I'm noticing a lot of juniors in this
A lot of
list.
homicidal juniors, dude.
Don't trust anyone with a junior.
Condolences. The bum's lost.
Shit, dude. Stevie's a junior, man.
Yep, so's Paul, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm a
Oh,
junior.
shit, dude.
Yeah.
Surrounded by these
PJ,
fucks.
Paul Jr.
Curtis
My eye on you, dude.
Reeves Jr.
Yeah.
You might have heard about this story, actually. It was kind of got some press. The retired cop who shot a man for texting in the movie theater.
I did hear about this. This guy's a fucking hero.
I'm trying to enjoy a film.
A retired Tampa police officer charged with fatally shooting a man during an argument over cell phone use at a Tampa area movie theater was ordered held without bail. Curtis Reeves Jr., 71, made his first court appearance via a video link from jail Tuesday. He was charged with second-degree murder in the Monday shooting and only spoke once during the hearing to say yes, ma'am, to Judge Lynn Tepper when she asked if he could afford to hire his own attorney. The two couples, because he was there with his wife and someone else was there with their wife, were watching Lone Survivor. It's funny that one of them didn't survive it, right?
Damn.
Wow, that's a harsh movie to get killed for texting through, because I kind of understand it.
At Wesley Chapel's Cobb Grove 16 Theater at 6333 Wesley Grove Boulevard. I don't know why we need the address, but whatever. Reeves asked 43-year-old Chad Olson to stop texting, according to Pasco County Sheriff's spokeswoman Melanie Snow. Reeves asked Olson to stop using his phone several times, at one point leaving the theater before returning to his seat behind Olson, the sheriff's office said. Olson asked Reeves if he reported him for using his phone to theater management. Authorities said Reeves took out a handgun and fired his weapon, striking Olson in the chest. Olson's wife, Nicole, who put her arm over her husband after Reeves pulled the gun, was struck in the hand. Their voices started going up. There seems to be almost a confrontation. Somebody throws popcorn. I'm not sure who threw the popcorn, and then bang, he was shot, witness Charles Cummings said. According to the arrest affidavit, Olson had thrown the popcorn at Reeves. The judge said she found evidence significant enough to warrant Reeves being held without bond. Reeves' attorney, Richard Escobar, told reporters that what he called a full-blown bond hearing would hopefully be held next week. Blah 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 blah.
Dude, it was a confectionary assault. That guy threw
Yeah,
popcorn at him, and this police officer, decorated police officer, had no choice.
How do you know
to take
that
his weapon and defend himself against an onslaught?
The lawyer did say that. He said the alleged victim attacked him.
A serious
At
attack.
that point in time, he had every right to defend himself.
Yeah,
the argument is
popcorn.
because popcorn was thrown, the shooting was justified,
Yeah.
basically. Because how do you know that's not some deadly ass popcorn?
like
you
some
know,
fucking
Dude, you know what this
anthrax
is?
popcorn, dude.
I'm looking at the hollow look in this dude's eyes. This is fucking falling down syndrome right here.
oh yeah, you think?
Dude, he's defense.
One man pushed too
Yeah,
far.
He's defense, dude. It was just one little fucking societal indignity too far. He's jumping through the hoops. Served as a cop for a long time. Retired now. Pays his own way through society.
Just wanted to enjoy a
He
nice
jumps through all the
movie.
goddamn hoops, but this guy sitting in front of him can't do it.
Just can't fucking do it.
Who is this?
Oh, you want to know who this is? huh?
Which one is the murderer and which one is the murdered?
These are both murder victims. I
Oh.
don't actually have a picture of the murderer. I couldn't find one.
Oh, okay.
But these are two of the victims. Or no, well, she's not a victim. He's a victim. He was shot. But 3 other people were shot as well. So this is the story of Raul Rodriguez, who's not pictured here once again, who shot 3 people at a party because the music was too fucking loud.
Whoa.
Could be another defense
Yeah.
kind of syndrome thing.
Yep.
So this guy was a teacher, but he was just a PE teacher, so, you know.
Not a real teacher.
He was shot at his wife's birthday party by an angry neighbor who gunned him and 2 other guests down over the loud music. So this is Kelly Danaher, who was shot by veteran Raul Rodriguez, who I'm going to assume might be suffering from PTSD.
Yes. Traumatic flashbacks and stuff.
Charlie's in the
management.
hills. What?
So Raul Rodriguez, or Raul maybe? I think it's Raul.
Depends, honestly.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Raul. Who insists he was justified in opening fire and acted in self-defense.
When he came onto someone else's property.
Right, so that's
Yeah.
kind of...
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Self-defense when I go confront you and tell you to do something with a loaded handgun.
The altercation took place on May 2010 when Rodriguez went over to Danaher's house while they were having a birthday party for his wife. In a move that hints that he likely expected an argument, Rodriguez brought a video camera and a flashlight with him. He also brought his concealed handgun, for which he had a license.
Man, he should have pulled that camera instead.
The Houston Chronicle reports that during the opening statement in a Houston, Texas court, defense attorney Bill Stradley said Rodriguez always carries his gun on a holster as well as a clip, attempting to show that its presence on that fatal evening was no different than any other. That doesn't really help your case that much, I don't think.
No.
This guy was always packing.
Here's the problem. If he went through a concealed carry course, he should know when there's an acceptable use of force. And how was his life in jeopardy? He could have easily called the police and said, these people are having a party. It's way too loud. They're disturbing the peace and my quiet enjoyment of this neighborhood.
I think he might be crazy.
You know, so I mean,
think he might be a little insane.
but I'm saying, but how could, so they're saying, like, oh, it's a normal thing for me to have this gun. Sure, it might be normal, but you're going to go to someone else's property and confront them about noise when it's not necessary for you to do
That's
that.
not a normal use for a gun.
So, basically, the music was too loud.
Which he took, obviously, a severe
They had
issue with.
they had a confrontation in this guy Danaher's driveway, where him and some of the other people at the party went and talked to this guy Rodriguez, and I guess things got heated, and Rodriguez pulled his piece and shot all 3 men, or I don't know if they were men. Maybe there was a woman or something too. Probably not. But he shot the 3 dudes that he was arguing with in the driveway. And I don't know what the fate of the other 2 men were, but Danaher was killed, survived by his wife Mindy, pictured here, and also his daughter Perry, who was 3 years old at the time of his death.
Wonderful.
So playing the music too loud, that is a pretty dumb reason to die. Even if I think, the underlying reasons are probably way more complex.
Send in Judge Rawl.
What if these 3 dudes
Music is too
were
loud.
like liquored up and tried to jump him? Was that his defense?
I don't know. He does claim it was self-defense.
Violation of playing music too loud. The sentence is death.
And unfortunately, because our media just likes to report on salacious bullshit and doesn't do follow-up, it's kind of like hard to piece together what happened afterwards in a lot of these
Right.
stories. Because a lot of times it's just like,
What state did it happen in?
Texas.
You can probably go. You can probably go look him up in the. You can look up inmates and stuff. So
Yeehaw.
Probably.
I would just go to the Texas Bureau of Criminal Justice, whatever the fuck it is, what's called in Texas, and just
Sure.
look up the inmate and see.
But-
if,
mainly here we're focused on motive, so...
Sure, TJ. Don't care what happens to the victim and other people. Just as long as you can salaciously exploit it, it's fine.
Yes.
Got you. Perfect.
So, I was reluctant to pull this next one because it's kind of a famous story, and a lot of people know about it, but it's just too good of a thing not to pull. Do you guys know who this is?
No.
I kind of remember her being in the news, and she shoot somebody at school.
That's right. This is Brenda Spencer, who committed a school shooting because she doesn't like Mondays.
Oh.
So, a little before 8 a.m. on the morning of the shooting, children began to line up outside Grover Cleveland Elementary School in San Diego, California. They were waiting for their principal to open up the gates so they could head inside. Across the street, Brenda Ann Spencer was watching them from her home, which was a ramshackle house filled with empty alcohol bottles and a single mattress that she shared with her father. Okay? So
Not a great living situation for Brenda.
no, she's not exactly living the high life. As the children lined up outside the gate, Spencer took out the Ruger 1022 semi-automatic 22 caliber rifle that she had gotten as a Christmas gift. Then she aimed it out the window and began firing. The principal of the school, Burton Ragg, was killed as he was trying to help the kids through the gates. A custodian, Mike Suture, was also killed trying to pull a student to safety. Miraculously, none of the children were killed, though 8 of them and a responding officer were injured.
Fast, unpredictable targets, man.
Then
Kids, they scurry.
yeah, they
every which
scurry.
way.
They're like roaches.
Yeah,
it's like trying to
they're
fucking.
the little roaches.
Human
The adults,
beings move
it's like trying to throw a
logically, you can
dart at a
predict
roach,
them,
you
you
know?
can lead them, you know. but
yeah,
like
the adults are like, boom, they're toast.
Yeah.
So then she puts the rifle down. She locks herself in her house. I don't know how she secures herself in her home where she's barricaded in.
She lived a lot of fucking kids' fantasies that day, though. Like, the fucking asshole principal gets their comeuppance, dude.
Although, yeah, like, I was going to say, like, maybe she didn't kill any kids because that wasn't her target. Maybe
Well,
she was gunning for those.
She did shoot the kids. So
She did.
Oh.
She did shoot at them.
She
yeah.
just didn't
Oh, they
manage to
didn't.
get a fatal
Got it,
injury
got it,
on any
okay.
of them.
I thought she didn't hit any of the kids.
But she killed her principal, which, I mean, come on, dude. That's like something like.
Well, I don't think it was her principal because this is an elementary
was
school
it?
and she's a high schooler.
Well, maybe
but-
she went there before, though.
Maybe.
We don't know.
So the
She
police.
lived right across from it. Who knows?
I don't know. The police arrived.
I
at
mean,
the
who knows, TJ?
Who knows, TJ?
The police arrived at the scene and instantly knew the shots had come from Spencer's home. So they sent some negotiators to speak with her, but she didn't cooperate. She warned them she was still armed and had ammunition at her disposal. So she's basically saying, like, you want me, come in and get me, but I'm going to shoot you. I'm not going to come quietly.
Right.
So during her time barricaded in the home, at some point the press figured out the number for the house. And, of course, they started calling. And she gave several interviews to newspaper reporters, including one to the San Diego Union Tribune, who asked her, why did you commit this crime? And her answer was, I don't like Mondays. This livens up the day.
Oh, that's one way to do it.
So she's just like, basically like, man, I am bored
Dude.
to tears.
I don't sanction this kind of violence, but she's kind of an American badass.
Yeah, and she kind of pioneered the school shooting, too, so...
She was way
Which
ahead
has
of her
become-
time.
yeah.
That's the only reason I remember her, because I remember she was all over the news when this happened.
Yeah, 1979, and look, she was the first school shooter. She's certainly not the best school shooter. Her kill count has been eclipsed many times over by now. But, there's still something to be said for a pioneer. And, you feminists especially might want to start saying, hey, we invented this whole school shooting thing. Brenda Ann Spencer does not get enough credit for
There needs to be
pioneering the school shooting.
A feminist punk band named Brenda Ann Spencer, and their first album needs to be named I Hate Mondays.
Well, actually, someone did make a song called I Hate Mondays.
About her?
Based on
Really?
her answer to that question. I forget who said it. It was, I hate... I'm just going to get a bunch of Garfield shit.
Yeah.
I hate
Dude,
Mondays
and
song.
you know what? She shares that with Garfield. I think that was probably the inspiration for Garfield.
The
wasn't it?
Boomtown Rats. I've never heard of that band, but apparently they did a song about it.
I Hate Mondays.
This got about 2 million views, so it must be a somewhat well-known song. I'll maybe check that out some other time. I can't obviously play it here because I don't want to get copyright struck and all that.
Please, Wojcicki, no.
Wojcicki, please.
Wojcicki!
Wojcicki.
Wojcicki, please.
stories?
We've been very good this episode. We haven't shown any gory stuff.
I mean, we did make fun of some murder victims and stuff.
TJ.
Okay, yeah.
Not in the first 30 minutes.
Oh, right. So she was 17 at the time, and she was tried as an adult for her crimes. She was charged with 2 counts of murder and assault with a deadly weapon. She pled guilty. She was sentenced to 25 years to life. She remains in prison to this day.
Wow. I mean,
What a waste of a life, dude.
I know. Like, and it's another one of those things where, like, her circumstances have to be taken into account here. She's living in a fucking barren house filled with alcohol bottles.
This is not the house that she lived in.
Right.
This
But
is
it probably
separate
looked
house.
a lot like
It's probably
this.
similar to the house
Yeah.
that she lived in. It was described
I've
as very
seen this
ramshackle.
picture before. Used in, like, creepypastas.
Yes. And I don't know if this picture actually has anything to do with the crime.
Okay.
It
fair
was
enough.
attached to an article about it because this is another one of those things where the story just never got big enough for anyone to bother taking a picture of the guy that did it or putting it out
Like
there.
a local story that never got huge.
Right, some
right.
local Jackson, KYS, Kentucky, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Jackson, Kentucky story. So there was a dude named Stanley.
A jadude.
A jadude.
A jadude.
A jadude. We're gonna get back into the breakfast thing here too. That's kind of fun.
Oh, so we return to the wonderful world of breakfast.
People don't like mornings.
Stanley Neese, who went on a murder rampage because his eggs were cold.
God damn it, I feel his pain.
Dude, have you ever been to like a fucking restaurant, TJ? You're fucking hungry.
And you get like a slab
Yeah.
of cold scramby eggs.
Ugh, gross.
Jadude with the scrambled eggs.
I shall go upon a murderous rampage.
And then you do.
So this guy, Stanley Neese, was known for his hot temper.
Okay.
All right? But he finally...
Oh, wait a minute, hold on, Scotty. Maybe we need to keep an eye on Scotty.
What, man? I
These
don't-
hot-tempered fucks
No,
here.
I'm not, man. That's a damn
So
lie, dude.
Saturday morning, his wife cooked him some eggs. And
Some
he
scrambled eggs.
took a bite, discovered they were cold, and he went and grabbed his shotgun and shot her to death.
Good.
Then
What an
Hold on.
appropriate and measured reaction.
Then he went out into his trailer park community, which is why I have pulled this picture because he did live in a trailer community, shockingly. And he killed 4 more people with a shotgun before shooting himself in the fucking face.
Well, oh, okay. So he had just like, he probably just decided like, well,
Fuck
my
this.
life's over, so I'm just going to make this noteworthy, I guess.
Dude, you know what this is? This is like he's looking at his life and he's like, I'm living in a fucking trailer in Jackson, fucking Kentucky. It's like he loads up he has like, you know what? I want some hot, delicious, fresh scrambled eggs. And his wife couldn't even bother to serve it to him warm. And he's like, you know what? Fuck everything. Fuck this life. I don't want to exist anymore.
It's the defense again.
Yeah, and he went. He basically shot his wife, and then he went to his neighbor's trailer and shot them up too. And then
That
He
was-
didn't like him.
back to his house and shot himself. In the
That was
head.
one plate of cold ass eggs not made with love too many for this man. And it was over.
Now, if he had shot a dog or something, then he'd be a true fucking villain, dude.
So, Kentucky State Police spokesman Tony Watts said they are still trying to determine what exactly happened during the rampage. Robinson told officials that Fugate, her sister, was shot in front of her 7-year-old daughter.
Wonderful.
Her daughter said, "Please, please don't shoot me." And he said, "All right, you can leave." And then she ran out, said Robinson, who spoke to her niece after the shootings. She went and told the neighbors, and the neighbors called the law. So basically, he's in this house to kill this family. The little girl's like, "I don't want to die." He's like, "All right, you can go,
you know
but the
what?
rest of these fucks are going to die."
That fucking proves my theory even more. He's probably like, you guys still have a chance. They've already failed. Boom, boom. You know what I mean?
Let me give you some advice, little girl. Learn to make hot eggs.
You
Get
Niece's hostile temper was apparently escalating over the past few months, so much so that it forced his landlord to start eviction proceedings. So he's getting kicked out of his house.
Yeah.
Everything's going wrong
Yeah, he's
for this
fed up with
guy.
Defense, dude. It's defense again, man. Just
What?
the
It's
life
out-
and its pressures are crushing him, and he just
Almost
won too
homeless,
many.
dude.
That plate of eggs was the straw, in a giant mound of straw sitting on this camel's back.
They said he was unpredictable and that little things would set him off, which I think is obvious. But apparently, this
Sounds
is not.
no
Pretty
way.
right.
This is not his first rampage. It sounds like just his worst. Just the one where he actually went to the murder level.
So he would just like beat people, just like
At
get
least
in
with
fist
this one,
fights and shit.
this one we got a resolution. I mean, he blew his brains out, so we
Yeah.
know what happened to him.
At least he had the good graces to not burden us with taking care of his fucking problem for the rest of his life.
All right, final little story here. Cheetos.
What?
Cheeto murder?
Cheetos.
Nobody's ever dude. TJ, I
People
like
have lost
Cheetos.
their lives for Cheetos, dude.
David Lynn Scott.
Another one.
Dun dun dun.
Hot-tempered Scott. He's a killer.
I don't like Cheetos though.
Who murdered a man over an argument about a bag of Cheetos.
Oh God.
Hey, Paul.
Yeah.
Don't touch my fucking Cheetos, dude.
I would never, Scotty.
Dude, I'm gonna buy a fucking box of Cheetos, and I'll tell you what, if I ever see anyone fucking take one, man, I don't know what I do, Paul.
There's
I
a
don't fucking
screwdriver
know.
right there on the table.
Oh
you
no,
know?
Paul. I mean, you know, I own a
Bury
lot.
it right
I
in
own a
my
lot of
skull.
guns, Paul. I mean, I could just go get a gun. You know,
Oh,
I don't know
Jesus.
what I would do, Paul. I don't know what the fuck I would do, man. Just
Over
saying.
some Cheetos though.
Fucking those Flamin' Hots, dude. They're good.
Yeah, I really
You
do.
gotta- I mean,
I
look-
will steal those. You don't put a box of those around here unless you
Well, I
want to
mean,
be a
you know what the
murderer.
consequences are if you take them, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
it's
you
just
know what the
kinda-
consequences of murderer are. Going to jail.
An argument over a bag of Cheetos leads to a man being stabbed to death in downtown. This is St. Louis, Missouri, by the way.
Oh.
It happened Tuesday night, and the suspect is now in police custody.
Wonderful.
Happened at 6th and Washington, very close to the Convention Center Metrolink station. Authorities say the stabbing happened between 8:45 p.m. Tuesday, around 8:45 p.m. Tuesday. Police say a 42-year-old man and a 49-year-old man were arguing over a bag of Cheetos when the 49-year-old stabbed the 42-year-old once in the chest. The victim was taken to a hospital where he was pronounced dead. Investigators say witnesses provide a description of the suspect. He was arrested by a bike cop on 8th and Pine, about 4 blocks from the crime scene. David Lynn Scott was charged with murder in the second degree and armed criminal action. The victim's name has been released. I don't know what it is because they didn't report it in the article. They just say it's been released. The men were first thought to be homeless, but police say both men have addresses. So these are two down on their luck sort of characters that police initially mistake for being homeless people
Right.
who were waiting for the Metrolink to show up and take them to whatever destination they were going
No,
to.
one of
Probably
them-
nowhere good.
One of them had a bag of Cheetos.
One of them had a bag of
The other
Cheetos.
one wanted it.
Other one wanted a bag of Cheetos, and one thing led to another, and the fucking one of them got stabbed to
But
death.
you know what? That
Man.
man still got his Cheetos.
Well, one of them did anyway. I don't know which one. We don't know which man ended up
To
with
the
Cheetos.
victor go. Well, I assume David Lynn Scott ended up with the Cheetos.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he enjoyed
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Damn it! There's blood all over my damn Cheetos. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in a bag. They'll be all right.
I mean, I have wanted Cheetos so bad that I would stab somebody, but I just have never had the occasion to do it.
Yeah, it's just never exactly come up.
Yeah.
You know. So just to recap, we'll go over all the little stories again real quick, and you just tell me. We'll try to figure out which one's the most petty
Okay.
and stupidest here.
Fuck, dude.
All right.
So there was Robert Lyons, who murdered his mother
Avril
because she
Lavigne.
refused to give him the Skybox tickets to the
That's
Avril
a
Lavigne
strong
concert.
contender.
Yeah.
Donna Sue. Well, I might as well put up the pictures while I'm doing
Yeah,
this too.
yeah, go ahead.
So once again, this is
The Avril Lavigne
Robert Lyons,
Skybox
the
murderer.
Johnny
Yep.
No Chin.
Johnny No Chin, who
Hey.
murdered his mama because she wouldn't get him Avril Lavigne tickets.
I want to go.
Then there was Donna Sue Gray, who became a serial killer of old women to fund her shopping addiction.
Okay.
Then there was Janelle Potter, who basically killed some people over some ridiculous, hard-to-follow Facebook drama.
They were just mad over my
where
looks.
she impersonated a CIA agent named Chris to convince her father and boyfriend to kill the people who unfriended her on Facebook.
What it come down to was she's just jealous of my good looks.
Now she's
Yep.
gotta have to die.
We have
Oh, yeah.
Joshua Davies, the free
Free
breakfast murderer,
Yeah.
who killed his girlfriend, his ex-girlfriend. We have, that's unrelated to anything. We have the axe murderer, Fergus Glenn, who killed his brother for not being, because he wasn't thanked for cooking dinner.
Uh-huh.
We have the guy who shot his friend, Dan Gully Jr., who shot his friend over an argument about the height of James Brown. I really wonder who was right.
Yeah. Or if both of them were wrong, would
Maybe.
that be the ultimate irony?
That'd be the cruel irony, wouldn't
Yeah.
it? Like they're both wrong.
The McCoya family, who murdered the family patriarch for wanting to watch soccer instead of a
dare he.
religious program.
Okay.
The retired cop, Curtis Reeves Jr., who shot a man for texting in the movie theater and throwing popcorn, maybe. Then there was Raul Rodriguez, who shot this guy here, what's his name? Yeah, it doesn't matter, I guess. He's just a dead guy.
That's a shame. TJ. That's a goddamn
He was shot
shame.
at the party because the music was too loud.
Bill.
Yeah.
No, that's the attorney. Never mind. Who cares? You're
Oh,
right.
his name was Kelly Danaher, this guy. So there you go. I forgot his name because he has a woman's name, or had a woman's name. Then there was Brenda Spencer, who committed a school shooting, a pioneering school shooting, revolutionary act of womanhood, because she doesn't like Mondays.
Also, Uwe Boll's next movie.
It should be.
Yeah.
And then we have the guy, Stanley Neese, the fucking hothead who killed his wife and his neighbors because his eggs were too fucking cold.
Man, that is a tough roster.
But then we also have the Cheetos guy.
Oh, yeah, and the bag of Cheetos.
David Lynn Scott, the Cheetos man.
What's the pettiest? Oh man, that's fucking.
What's the stupidest, pettiest?
I gotta go with the fucking Twitter drama, or the fucking Facebook drama one, because I can't think of anything in the world more inconsequential. Because, like, look, the Cheeto guy, a bag of Cheetos is a fucking
least that is
commodity
an
for
asset,
a hard on your
yeah.
luck guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's gonna eat something.
Hating
yeah.
Mondays, I can fucking relate. Okay, I worked a 9-to-5 job for most of my life. I hate Mondays too. They suck. I get it. You know, I mean, maybe not to the level of shooting a bunch of kids and principals.
Someone
and stuff.
testing in the movie theater is definitely
Texting
a
in the
dick
movie
bag.
theater.
Dude,
I can get it.
In my mind, it's fucking hard though. The eggs, I mean, cold eggs are a fucking bitch, dude. But also the Avril Lavigne concert one, I mean, that's
That's a hard one to argue against, but I think that, like, the desire to go to a concert, if we just take Avril Lavigne out of it, that is something I can understand. I wanted to ball it out and get a
But
skybox.
don't you
at a
also
concert.
understand wanting to kill some stupid son of a bitch on the internet that pisses you off?
yeah. I mean,
Yeah, but I think it
a lot
would
of
be the
people have done
most retarded one of those to do. If I was put in the shoes of each one of these people, which is what you got to do. You know, like if I'm a hard on your luck guy and I see a bag of Cheetos hanging out of somebody's back pocket and I'm like, God damn, I want that fucking sack of Cheetos. I'm just going to take it. You know, I can understand that impulse.
So what about the James Brown one?
That one sounds to me like another thing I can understand. It sounds like a couple of old friends getting in a real rancorous argument that probably had a whole lot of other beef behind it. You know what I mean? Years of little quips going back and
Like,
forth.
I'm tired of this know-it-all son of a
Yep.
bitch.
He's an old crotchety man, right? They were both like
Yeah, they were both
septuagenarians.
old guys.
Yeah.
One was in the 60s, one was in the 70s.
Couple
So
old
it's like,
men.
you know, yeah,
Neither-
a couple old men that
neither
known
wanna
each other
back down.
forever, been putting up with each other's
So,
old man bullshit.
Paul is going with the
Yeah.
Facebook one. What about you, Scotty? What do you think is the pettiest or stupidest or whatever?
That's fucking tough, dude. I'm gonna have to go with the fucking concert, dude.
Just
don't
because
blame
it's
you.
Avril Lavigne.
Yeah, I mean, just that alone.
And it's not even like he's the target demographic. So it's obvious he just has a little weird
Yeah.
chin boner for Avril Lavigne.
He's just like he looks like an incel.
and
dude.
thought his mom was like the one cock blocking him.
Yeah.
It just screams like incel kind of weird dude that just can't process reality and is just
Dude, I
intrinsically
bet.
fucked
I wonder
up.
if those Skybox tickets do come with like a meet and greet or something.
They
And that's
probably
what it
did,
was
dude.
about.
Maybe. Could have been.
Because, like, oh my goodness, man. Yeah, that's a tough one to vote against. I'm sticking to my guns, though.
Hey,
What about
man.
you, TJ?
I mean, I gotta go with the eggs guy just because not only did he kill his wife who cooked the eggs, but he went on to shoot his neighbors as well.
But we're talking about, like,
it seemed like
the
he-
reason, not the kill count.
But imagine if you sat
But
down.
I think
TJ.
that you have to look at like what his reaction was versus the stimuli. Like he killed people that were not even related to his eggs being
maybe
cold.
they were fucking douchebags.
right,
You
I
know
want
what? Hey, fuck that, dude. I have a theory now. I have a fucking theory,
Yeah.
TJ. You know why his eggs were cold? Because his wife went to go talk to the fucking neighbors.
You think so?
Maybe.
They went to go gossip and shit. His eggs
Maybe he should just cook his own
off
fucking
the fucking
eggs
stove.
then.
You know what I
Dude,
mean?
I'm gonna walk
he
you
fucking
through it,
sits
TJ.
down, take a fucking bite of
Yeah.
some fucking ice cold fucking eggs. You know what? He's like, you know what? I've been fucking putting up with shit for the last 36 years. I've had fucking enough.
I mean,
He
all
gets
of
the
these
gun and he blows these motherfuckers
obviously
away.
all of these people were pushed to the limits
Yeah.
by some other shit. beforehand.
I don't know, dude.
I'll walk, dude. Close your eyes, TJ.
All right, I'm closing them.
All
All
right, let's
right,
close our eyes.
a little hypnosis, okay? Close your eyes, TJ.
They're closed.
You are not TJ Kirk anymore. You're now Leonard Bohunkus, a fucking redneck hump. You live in a fucking shithole trailer park.
Ugh.
Your trailer itself is riddled with disease and disgusting vermin. The whole place stinks as shit. And you just got a letter in the fucking mail today saying that you're getting kicked out. You can't even maintain with your hard work that horrible shithole rat-infested trailer in that fucking Nowheresville trailer park, TJ. And you wake up in the morning getting ready to go out and bust your hump for apparently not enough money to support a family in a trailer. And your wife, who does nothing all goddamn day, she sits around in her fucking house coat and just stinks and watch Maury Povich. And you're lucky if you get a meal out of her, much less it cleaning anything. It's just filthy everywhere. She throws a plate in front of you, some sad looking eggs on it. You grab your fork, TJ, and they're cold. She can't even thank you enough to make you a warm fucking plate of shitty scrambled eggs, and that's it, TJ. You lose it. You can't empathize with that, TJ.
No.
Okay.
That's insane.
I tried. I tried to get
You're
you
a
there.
I mean, like, you're a lunatic if you fucking murder a woman for some eggs.
It's not the eggs, TJ.
if
The
you-
eggs was the final
I mean,
straw.
with all of these, the thing that made them do it was probably the final straw.
Right.
I mean, the only ones that you could maybe make an argument where it wasn't the final straw was like the Cheetos, because those people had no existent relationship before that, as far as we know.
Right. They were just
Two
wrong
total
place,
strangers
wrong
who
time.
they got in a fight over a bag of Cheetos. So maybe that one, or maybe the crazy girl who said, "I don't like Mondays," but I'm thinking like that was just a
eggs?
pithy answer, not really her actual motive.
Right.
So
She was just cool.
yeah.
She knew how to fuck with the media.
Right, she was just fucking with him. So whatever. I mean, we all know that there was much deeper pathological shit. But I think that this guy that killed over the eggs really was just a hothead, rage beast piece of shit who was mad about his eggs being cold and just went on a fucking murder rampage. I think that
I mean, that's fucked up too. But I mean, like, think about this. Think about someone that raised you. Like, you would live with mom. Like, you were a failure to launch story to you.
that's true. That one dude killed his own mother.
And I mean, like,
Yeah.
you're just kind of going through life, and it's like your mom's probably doing the best you can. You obviously probably have a lot of issues, and it's like you're just not. You haven't left home. You're kind of still in the fucking nest. And then you come up with like, I want these really expensive concert tickets, and the mom was probably just on a tight budget, like we just can't afford them.
Plus
I'm
the
sorry.
level of overkill
And then
that
it's like,
was applied
so, then
to
I'm gonna
that
stab
murder.
you. Oh, one of the nice breaks, I'm gonna go stab you again with another knife. I'm gonna pour fucking household chemicals all over you. To the fucking person that, I mean, there's only almost like there's only one or two people in your life that is that instrumental is your mother. And I mean, it's just like it's your mom and your dad in most cases. And it's like, come on, and you fucking kill your own mom. And for not for even a fucking sound reason, for a fucking reason of just you can't go to some stupid fucking concert of Skybox Dick. She probably, what did she do? She offered him fucking general admission. It wasn't good
He
enough.
would have been Avril Lavigne's husband if she'd have got him those tickets.
That's true. It
You're
could've
not even
changed his
taking
life,
that. You're
dude.
not even taking that into account, Scotty.
It could have
that
changed his whole
Skybox fucking line with a VIP
Avril's gonna
backstage
be like,
meet and greet.
"You, I want to fuck you," and he's like, "Yeah, I win."
His lack of chin was gonna just cause
No
her to
chinny.
get all hot under the collar.
So Avril Lavigne, we're gonna find out, has a no chin fetish. She's gonna see that lack of a strong jaw. She's gonna be like,
I love a chinless man.
Squish, squish, squish. All right, well, let us know what you guys think was the stupidest reason
It was
for
the
murder
Facebook
in
one.
the list.
Just admit that I'm right down in the comments.
No.
That would be great.
I mean, you guys might
And then thumb up
make
the
a case.
one
all I'm gonna say
that
is
says
that
I'm right.
Paul,
You guys might
Paul
wanna
has
make a case for a
criticized
totally
Bernie.
different murder.
Paul has criticized Bernie. Just throwing that
Oh,
out
thank
there.
you for
Just throwing it out
poisoning
there.
the well.
Just throwing that out there.
Thank you for
Vote for
poisoning
me.
the well,
No,
Scotty.
just a total aside. Paul has criticized Bernie Sanders. Just to say, see ya.
Wow.
Wow, brutal.
Ouch, dude.
Anyway, so yeah, let us know what you think, and if you guys know of any other murders like this committed for really, because the whole thing that got me started on this episode was I remembered from years ago that James Brown story.
If
Oh,
you would
dude,
like
this was
me
great.
to finally snap and commit one of these murders, let me know in the comments what you would like me to do it because of. What would you like me
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
make my final
Make
straw?
so
What's the fucking
so
straw that breaks the
Your
camel's
guys'
back for
assignment
Paul?
is one, if you have any You have to have 3 assignments tasked down in the comment section below. The first thing you got to do is tell us which of these stories was the stupidest reason for murder. Then you have to let us know if you have any stories like this that we could maybe use in a future version of this.
Yep.
And then you have to suggest what stupid thing should cause Paul to finally snap, and who should he murder, and what should he do? How should he do it?
Yep.
TJ. So there you go. Let us know down below in the comment section. Thank you for watching.
TJ.
Thank you for being patrons. Fuck you, Scotty.
Leave me alive.
Go away.